Hello and welcome to the third part of the C# maze game tutorial, and in the last video we finished off our shapes class by adding our dialog box. Now in this video we're going to finish off our required classes, our non-critical classes, by actually creating a menu class. Now what this class will allow you to do is create a menu which the user can select an item and then do whatever you want with it. So let's get started. So we need a new class, so Alt+C or whatever way you want to do. Let's give it a name. Let's call it UserMenu. Like so. Now we can be drawing stuff, so we need to include using system.drawing, like so, and there we go. Now we need to create some variables. So what is this menu going to have? It's going to have items. It needs to know which item is selected. It needs to know where the position, and we can also give some colours as well. So I think we should create them. So let's start with the menu items. So public list, and I'm going to do string. They're going to be menu items are going to be strings, and let's call it menu items. And we can do get, and what we can do here is private set. So we can only actually set the menu items in this class. So we can't say we set them in one place and then we change it elsewhere. We can't do that. We can only do it in this class. It makes it a bit more. They're not secure, but a bit more reliable. So we can't just accidentally change all the menu items. So there we go. And we need to know which item selected. So public int, let's call it selected index, get, and to do the same again, private set. Our position, so public point position, get private set. Then let's do the colours next. Public console color. Let's do it. Border color. Get. I'm not too private about changing the colours, so just leave it set. Some public tech console color, text color, get set, then one more public console color, that's selected color. Okay, that's our nice couple of variables defined. There's one more we need, and this is one to use for input. So this is going to be private because you don't want to access this anywhere else apart from in this class. And for input, actually knowing which key was pressed, we can use console key info. Let's call it key input. That's going to store our input there. Right, next we need to create these variables. So we need a create function. Public void create. Now we need to assign all these variables. So actually we're just going to put them all in. So list string menu. That's what size. Oh god. Let's call it items. Int no position points position. Now all these variables like this, these are going to have default values. So all the required variables to create a menu is just the items and position. All the others, they're going to have standard values. So firstly it's going to be int the selected index. We're going to default this to 0, so we can actually tell it which index to start at. But we want it at 0 to start off with. Now colours, console color, border color equals console color yellow. Going to default at yellow. dot contour color, text color. That's going to be grey. And finally, the selected color equals dot. Actually, I set it blue. You can always change these if we need to. There you go. Next, just assign these variables now. The new items equals items. Let's do it in order of these. Selected index equals index. Was it selected? Position equals position. And border color equals border color. Text color equals text color. And selected color. Selected color. There you go, nicely done. So we now created our variables. So what we can do, next up, what we'll do is draw it first. So public void draw. And what I should say is that we're going to put in that nice little box, aren't we? Well, a diamond box this is going to be. Actually, I should put one more variable in here, a string. Title. Get set. And in here, just put a title in here. Title. That going to need a value. And title. Title. There you go. Our menu is going to be in a dialog box, so we can have a title with it. So what we need to do is actually have a box. And to do this, we need to create the instance of our box class. So let's do it. So let's create a new box. And instead of actually we defined it, declared it up there, but we can assign it in the create class. Rather than doing that, because I always put classes at the top and then variables. So let's do that. So box equals new box. And what we can do is actually create it at the end. So what we need to do is we got the position, we got our colours, but the size. How do you know that? What we can do is we can dynamically calculate the size. So what we should do is actually create a size. Public size get set. So we're going to calculate the size based on the menu items. So that's what I'm telling you to do at the end here. So we need to know how wide it is. How big it is easy because we got all the items and etc. So we need to know what size is. So to check that, we need to actually keep record of how the maximum length of a menu item. So we just declare a new integer value there. Let's call it max width. Let's define it as 0 first. No, don't declare it 0. Do items and square brackets 0. So you're getting the first item in the items list, and put dot length at the end. So the maximum width is always going to be at least the length of the first menu item. So then you can loop through all the items and see which is the biggest. So yes, a for loop, or you can do a for each. I think for each is here because we used for loops before, so let's do for each. So for each string in for each string item in items. So that's basically saying is for every string item in the items list, assign it to item. So then we're going to just check the length of it then. So if item dot length is greater than max width, then max width equals item length. So yeah, that's quite straightforward. You understand. If the item length is get max width, then just assign max width to that length, and just tidy up. You actually don't need them. So there you go. So that's now got our width. So all that's left to do is do the size. So we can do menu size equals new size max width, add 1 because we want a space at the end, don't we? Now it's going to be items dot length, no dot count, something to say, add. Now there's going to be a title under the bar, so you need to add 2. You need to add 2 to it to accommodate the thingamabob. What do you call it? The title. So there you go. Then we just create the box. Then box dot create position, shape, menu size, border color. Oh, we didn't say background. Let's just leave it as black. And title is title. So there you go. You got our box create. Oh, it's not a box, is it? It's a dialog box. I'm stupid. Dialog box. So dialog box. Just new dialog box. There we go. Then we can actually now draw our box. So in our draw function, we're going to do box dot draw. We can leave that just leave that. So there you go. That's going to draw a box. Now all that's left to do is actually draw our menu items. So to do that, you could do for each because it's items and string, but there you can be incorrect because we want to actually know the index of what's the current one. So you could do that with an extra variable, but for loops have the variable for this. So we're going to loop through each of the items. So for int I equals 0, I is less than menu items dot count I plus plus. So there we go. Now we just need to draw them out, and it involves setting our cursor position again. So console dot set cursor position, and we want to do position dot x as 2, because first position 0 is the border, then it's 1 which we want as a space. No we don't, because we're going to have an arrow to show which one selected, so we need the extra space for it. And then console no position dot y add. So 0 is top of the border, 1 is the title, then 2 is the thingy, the vertical bar, so we want it at 3. So there we go, that should now set our position correctly. Then we need to check whether our item is selected, so if I equals selected index, then we're going to change the color, console.foreground color equals selected color, then console.white, we're going to draw an arrow like that, and then otherwise we're going to set the foreground color to the normal color, text color, and console.white, just for 3 spaces. Now I've got to do something here for size, width, because we've got arrows which is 3 spaces, we actually need an extra 3 on there, so that should be 4 there for menu size plus 4. Then at the end, console.white menu items square bracket I. There we go. That should be our basic menu. So let's just test it first. So go to the program, go to that, and create a new user menu. Menu equals new user menu. Menu dot create items. Well, we should have put some items in first, shouldn't we? Create some items first. Let's skip that bit. Let's do list. Items equals. Okay, right, can you do this? Item 1, item 2, item 3. Is it going to allow us to do that? Yes, it does. No, it's not. Equals new. Alright, there we go. We have to do it like that, I think. They should allow us to do that then. So menu dot create items position new point. Let's do 5 of 5. Title main menu. Select it, and let's just leave all things as standard. So then just menu dot draw. There you go. Hopefully that should work. So let's compile it. F5. Please work. Right, there we go. It's gone badly wrong. Badly wrong. So we need to fix that. Let's have a look. Back to use menu. There we go. We've got it positioned right here. We should actually add, and also add I, so it adds it down. So let's have a look, see what happens then. There we go, we've got our items. But also you see it's a bit too small, so we need to add about 2 more onto it. 6. Yeah, 7. Oh, no. And there we go. Then our height's gone. I've got now extra stuff on 1, 2, 3. Add 3 onto the. To make that 5. There we go. Do you want the extra space underneath? Probably not, so make that 4. There we go. We've got our menu. Now I don't know. Possibly you want some more space in there to match the left-hand side. Or we could just get rid of the arrow because we've got colours. I think we just move the arrows. I think it would look better, to be fair. So get rid of that. Get rid of that. And get rid of that. And else. So compile it. Yeah, let's take 3 off there. So 4. I keep want to do that. There you go. Now there you go. We see we've got our problem of the title being too big. That should have. We need to fix that. And easily. See items here? Get rid of that. Title.length. Put that down there. Like so. Compile that. And there you go, see? It's fixed. Beautiful, isn't it? Now, we could have centered that, but it's a bit too much effort for this video. You can all see it on your own. So now we just need to allow the user to actually choose an item. So let's go back to our class, and I'll say before the draw, I like to have it on. Well, when I create things like this, I like to have create, then update, then draw. So we need an update function. So public void update, and in this, we're going to actually get some user input. So here, we're going to put where is it? Key input equals console dot read key. True. So this is going to read the keyboard, and the true parameter tells it not to print the character out. So then, what input key has been pressed? How do we move the items around? We check the key. So we're going to use a switch for this. Switch key input dot key, and in case you can do console key dot up arrow. So if it's up, selected index equals. Now we're going to use, I can't remember what it is called, but it's basically an if statement in a line. So if selected, so selected index is greater than 0. Question mark. So basically, this is saying is if selected index is greater than 0, then selected index, we're going to -1. We're going to take what we're going to take, or minus. So we're going to take 1 off selected index. Otherwise, we colon. The selected index is going to be menu items dot count. So what this is saying is selected index is, if its selected index is greater than 0, then take 1 off it. Otherwise, we're going to take it back to the bottom of the menu. Put break there. And next is case console key dot down arrow. Selected index equals select. So if selected index is less than menu items dot count -1. Oh, yes, I forgot to put -1 on there. -1. Because it's always 0. It's because it's 0 index. So it's less than that -1. Then selected index we're going to increment. Otherwise, it's going to be 0. So it's going to be at the top of the list. Then, how do we choose an item? It's going to be enter. Case console key dot enter. There you go. Actually, what I've done this wrong. It's not going to be void update. It's going to be bool. And actually, instead of break, we're going to return false. Return false. And then when we press enter, it's going to return true. So that's going to check for default first. Return false. So it's going to read a key. This up, it's going to change the index to that now then should then check for our key input. So if the up arrow is first, then it'll change the selected index, say for down arrow, and if the enter key is pressed, then it will return saying that yes, you have chosen an item. Otherwise, it would be false. Now, shall we check that? Yes, I hear you say. So let's go back to our program, and after the create, let's go down a bit. We need type, and we're going to do a while it because it needs to keep on going until we've chosen an item. So while menu dot update. So while it's not updating, I should do while not. So while it's not updating, no, I put true, and so put while true if menu dot update Let's do console.writeLine you chose that menu menu items menu dot selected index. Yes, put break, and just get rid of that and put that there. Where's, oh, just get rid of it. Hopefully I've got this. Let's got this right. Pilot. Oh dear, it's not working. Oh yeah. You see, it is doing something. Let's just have a look. So it's something that was one. So down. It's less than that's one. Let's just change that. Oh, there you go. You have to do plus equals 1. Let's change that to minus equals 1. So there, now you can change it. Enter. You choose item 2. So there we go. You know how it works. So that concludes this part of the video. Thanks for watching, and next time we'll probably start doing making our game loop.